Hi everyone. Preliminary video, just to let everyone know that I've not disappeared off the face of the planet. Where am I up to? Here's a good question. After the last video that I did, which was the bipolar pulse system, I decided to go down a complicated route now. The result of that video basically was that I was having a lot of timing issues with the new style of system. So I've gone down a route that will give me, well, for all definitions of the word, precision control. Now I'm not going to tell you what it is, so I'm going to let that come as a surprise for you. Let's just say that, well, I will no longer be using the search keywords for Bedini. So, what have I got? Well, that's a good question. Something to note for beginners. Right. Lead acid batteries can put out, well, the bigger ones can put out 100 amps easily, if shorted. Now, pretty much no one has told anyone to use any sort of safety measures, fuses and the like on batteries. So I'm going to be the first on this one. Right. A lot of kit been ordered, a lot of kit been delivered. Take a look at this. Here we have a battery box. Both batteries come in. Right, and I've got switches to turn batteries on and off. Now these two, here and here, those white things, you can see the number 5 on them, I think. Can't see it on the camera's display, but never mind. They are 5 amp circuit breakers. So if more than 5 amps start going through it, they'll pop. Okay, something else that I've got, if I can work out which drawer it's in. Give me half an hour. There we go. These little things. These look like capacitors, don't they? Really small capacitors. They're not. These ones in particular that I've got are 100 milliamp thermal reset fuses. So, on them, if the current draw goes above 150 milliamps, right, the fuse will pop and isolate the circuit. Right, they're designed for 100 milliamps continuous use. Right, so obviously if it goes on over 150, as I said, they'll pop. But then after, I think it's 30 seconds, they'll re-engage again, right, and continue to supply current. Now for my system, that is pretty much perfect because I'm only drawing about 40 milliamps, so that's fine by me. But as I said, no one's spoken about battery safety or anything like that. So my advice to every single beginner out there, hell, not just beginners, even the more experienced among us, do not have fuses on their batteries. So at the very least, go down to your local car shop that does electrical bits for cars and get an inline fuse. All you do is you put it on the positive supply from any battery, or to any battery, depending on which one you want to do it. I recommend 2, one on the source battery, the drive battery that is, and one on the charge battery just in case. Depending on what your circuit's using, probably between 1 and 5 amp fuse you should be using. That's it for that one. Let's take a look at this. And it's upside down. Coming out from my battery box is single cable to this box, not mounted yet. You can see my analog meter on there. Simply enough phono connections, which are fine for my use. In there is two 15,000 UF capacitors, which total 30,000 UF, which is more than what I've got at the moment. And that's basically the capacitors for storing charge for the Bedini system. So if I should get anywhere near unity, I can pull the power to the capacitor box and hopefully run itself. Okay, what else have I got? Right, I've also picked up some of these. I'll just unplug it because I've been exercising the capacitors. Alrighty. There we go. 500 UF, 150 volt capacitors. These are pretty big things, by the way. Now, I've got three of these from a friend of mine. They originally bought for repairing a DC power supply, a big industrial DC power supply. Unfortunately, it wasn't the capacitors that had gone, so he got three spare. So he sold them for me at cost price, and I had all three of them. Unfortunately, he said to me that they were 50 UF capacitors, hence why I had all three. And as it turns out, they're not. They're 150 UF. So I've got two spare. If anyone wants one or both of them, give me a shout. I'll sell them on at cost price again, plus P&P. Okay, so that's that one. Let's take a look. That's the old cat bank. Yes. Okay. My rotor, as you can see, I've been marking north and souths on there. Right. This shows you exactly where the north and south poles actually are on my rotor. As you can see, they are very close together. They are not at the ends, they are dot in the middle, right there. Exactly where the N and the S are, that's the centre of the poles. Right, hence you can see why I would have some really weird results. Okay, in here, this is going to be my new control box. Don't ask me any questions about it because I'm not going to tell you. Let's take a look. Inputs, well, inputs and outputs. Power on that side. Just take a quick overview. Nice little box. I'm sure that'll be intriguing quite a few people. Right, rotor design. Guess what? I'm changing rotor design. You got it. One wee M5 threaded rod. Yep, can't get that close. There we go. Right. Put that back. Ooh. And where is it? That one. 4 bearings with 5mm inside hole. So yes, M5 is 5mm. Right, 4 of them there. So, switching to a horizontal system, similar to how a Newman's set up. Instead of a vertical disc like I've got at the moment, like most people seem to have. I'm not going to go down the Newman route just yet. Got a few ideas first.